secrets too big to hide under floorboards in my head all the time that I wait, pretending I'm someone that I just can't face, but I'm convinced myself of it. I don't know you, but the longer it takes and the harder it gets to find a way. How do you even begin? Unravel, unraveling, unraveling, unravel. Don't know where it leads to. I know that I need to.
I have some really good cacao in here. Hopefully you can hear me. My voice has been kind of gone. I've been sick for this past week, and today I woke up and I'm feeling a little bit better. So I just thought it'd be really nice to get up in the mountains by the river. You've maybe heard this before, but the sound of running water releases negative ions, and it is thought that the negative ions can be super healing and relaxing not only to our nervous system, but some people claim that it's healing to their bodies. Either way, I need some healing right now, so I went on a drive with my dog. I have a little break today from the baby. Austin took her for a bit, and I decided to just come be in the mountains and listen to the water and drink some cacao and just be with nature. I'm getting a little sad because soon, once it snows enough, this road will be closed and I'll have to wait probably until next June before I can come back here. So I'm just trying to soak up every last minute. Oh my gosh. This last little bit has been really rough, possibly one of the hardest times of my life. I feel like I hit my breaking point and my body completely shut down, and mentally I was not okay. It's crazy because once you become a mom, the times you feel like you're going to break down, you literally can't. You have to just keep going and somehow you figure it out. Just barely, I was feeling like it was the end of the world, and now I somehow feel like I'm okay. I mean, things are still really hard, but I'm feeling a little more hopeful, and my body and mind are functioning a little bit more, and things are moving forward. We have been getting everything prepared for winter. This is our first winter living in a cabin, and it has been such a learning process for us both. I honestly think it will take a few years for us to really figure it out and feel confident in it, but I think we're figuring it out enough to get through the winter. Austin has been getting wood chopped and stacked. I've been trying to organize and get rid of clutter because we will likely spend more time than usual in the cabin during the winter when it's cold, and this place is so tiny. We've also been getting warm clothes for our family to keep warm during the winter, also so we can play outside regardless of the weather. I think I would go crazy like the guy on The Shining if I was stuck indoors in a tiny space all winter. So, yeah, we're planning on figuring out ways to get outside, even if the weather is not warm or ideal. So I recently went to the thrift store nearby. I originally wanted to get my baby some winter clothes and I had no luck with that, but I found a few wool sweaters in my size. Immediately when I took them home, I sealed them in bags and I put them in my freezer for about a week. I think you're supposed to do 3 to 5 days to kill off any moth eggs or moth larvae. I think it would really be sad to get a moth infestation in my home because I've slowly been building up a wool collection for my family and wool is expensive. After I froze it, I hand washed them in my bath with warm water and wool cleaner. I added vinegar and tea tree to disinfect. I was hoping it would take out the smell of the thrift store and the detergent from the previous owners, but it didn't for all of them. So if you have any tips of how to get the laundry detergent smell out of wool, I would really appreciate that. And then I hung the wool in front of my fire overnight to dry. I wanted to show you what I got. This first one is such vibrant colors. I don't think I would normally pick out colors this bright, but I read the tag and it is made out of merino wool, lamb's wool, and Angora rabbit wool. I don't know if you call it Angora wool, but it seemed like such a nice blend and it looks very lightly worn and it's super soft. I looked it up after I got it, and this brand, their sweaters sell for about $200, so I got a $200 sweater for 20 bucks. It's not, I would not have picked this color and spent $200 on it, but for $20 I think it's cute. It has these metal buttons on it, and I think I'm going to replace them with wood buttons. I have like a whole jar of wood buttons, and I think that would just make it a little bit more my style. This second one I got for $3. It is 100% merino wool. It says it's a men's large, but I think they just put it in the wash. I'm a short person and it's too short for me. My plan, what to do with this, is to cut the sleeves off and use the sleeves as legs for some pants for my toddler. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but basically $3 merino wool jogger pants for my toddler. So then I got this smart wool base layer. I have one merino wool base layer and I wear it like every day already now that it's cooling off. I'm sure I will wear all the time. I love a good merino wool base layer. This is my favorite one. It is a Prana wool jacket. It's not 100% wool. It says it's a blend of recycled wool and recycled polyester. I just think it's really cute and cozy. My dad's a rock climber, so I always remember him wearing this brand growing up, so I'm excited. I feel like everything just feels tight on my boobs right now with breastfeeding, but I think it's cozy. I like this one. This one's my favorite for sure. The sun's coming in crazy. I'm not gonna put that honey comes out so fast. Really, then you wouldn't get a husband. That's what they told us when we were there. I'm too old though, like they said I'm past my time. I love my coffee so milky. I do actually like the taste of plain coffee or espresso, but I just love my coffee full of a bunch of really frothy, warm, raw milk. I think it's so good. It was really sad. I filmed a few things this last week, and yesterday I went through to edit it all so I could post my video today, and I realized none of the audio worked. The audio like randomly only worked for when I was talking at the river, but then it just immediately cut out after. So at least I got that, because that would have been sad if I didn't get anything. I still wanted to post a video today, so I decided to just share my thoughts about what's going on and what's been on my mind. There is a story called Loba at the beginning of Women Who Run with the Wolves. If you feel like you're a wild woman, or you feel like you're a woman that's waking up to your true self, I highly recommend this book for really every woman. But one of the first stories that she shares is called Loba. This story often comes back to me over the years through different phases of my life, and I just wanted to read to you the story of Loba. And if you've heard Clarissa Pinkola Estes, the author, read stories, please do not hold me to that standard. She is such a beautiful storyteller, and I will never compare, so just get that out of your head right now. There is an old woman who lives in a hidden place that everybody knows in their souls but few have ever seen. As in the fairy tales of Eastern Europe, she seems to wait for lost or wandering people and seekers to come to her place. She is circumspect, often hairy, always fat, and especially wishes to evade most company. She is both a crower and a cackler, generally having more animal sounds than human ones. She calls herself by many names: La Huesera, Bone Woman, La Trapera, the Gatherer, and La Loba, Wolf Woman. The sole work of La Loba is the collecting of the bones. She collects and preserves, especially that which is in danger of being lost to the world. Her cave is filled with the bones of all manner of desert creatures, the deer, the rattlesnake, the crow, but her specialty is wolves. She creeps and crawls and sifts through the mountains and dry riverbeds looking for wolf bones, and when she has assembled an entire skeleton, when the last bone is in place and the beautiful white sculpture of the creature is laid out before her, she sits by the fire and thinks about what song she will sing. And when she is sure, she stands over the creature, raises her arms over it, and sings out. That is when the rib bones and the leg bones of the wolf begin to flesh out, and the creature becomes furred. La Loba sings some more, and more of the creature becomes into being. Its tail curls upwards, shaggy and strong. And La Loba sings more, and the creature begins to breathe, and still La Loba sings so deeply that the floor of the desert shakes, and as she sings, the wolf opens its eyes, leaps up, and runs away down the canyon. Somewhere in its running, whether by the speed of its running, or by splashing its way into a river, or by a ray of sunlight, or moonlight hitting it from the right side, the wolf is suddenly transformed into a laughing woman who runs free towards the horizon. So remember, if you wander the desert and it is near sundown, and you are perhaps a little lost and certainly tired, that you are lucky, for La Loba might take a liking to you and show you something of the soul. Clarissa Pinkola Estes goes on to explain, we all begin as a bundle of bones lost somewhere in the desert, a dismantled skeleton that lies under the sand. It is our work to recover the parts. It is a painstaking process best done when the shadows are just right, for it takes much looking. La Loba indicates what we are to look for, the indestructible life force, the bones. The work of La Loba can be thought of as a miracle story. It shows us what can go right for the soul. It is a resurrection story about the underworld connection to wild women. It promises that if we sing the song, we can call up the psychic remains of the wild soul and sing her into a vital shape again. La Loba sings over the bones she has gathered. To sing means to use the soul voice. It means to stay on the breath, the truth of one's power and one's need to breathe soul over the thing that is ailing or in need of restoration. This is done by descending into the deepest mood of great love and feeling till one's desire for relationship with the wildish self overflows, then to speak one's soul from that frame of mind. This is singing over the bones. We cannot make the mistake of attempting to elicit this great feeling of love from a lover. For this woman's labor of finding and singing the creation hymn is a solitary work, a work carried out in the desert of the psyche. I always come back to this story and the times where I feel like I've lost myself and I'm rediscovering myself, and I feel like every woman goes through so many different versions of that throughout her lifetime. Giving birth to a human child and becoming a mother has been one of the most transformational things in my life. Creating life is one of the most miraculous, beautiful things I have ever experienced. And the transformation of going from maiden to mother has been one of the most brutal deaths and rebirths I've ever experienced. It really has been wearing me down to the very bones of who I am as a person. I am starting to realize that my maiden self, my old self, really identified with the things that I did. Once I had a baby and I gave birth to a baby, really actually once I became pregnant, I wasn't able to do these things. I was so sick when I was pregnant that all I could do was lay in bed for months. And then once I had my little precious baby, I couldn't do anything but take care of her. I didn't want to do anything but take care of her. The relationships and connections in my life that were based off of what I could do for these people slowly melted away because I couldn't show up for these people. I was consumed in motherhood. While I think that there's purpose in that, and when we lose things and release things, it's creating a space for us to either strengthen what we already have or create new connections and relationships, which has happened, and it is so beautiful. It also is really painful to lose things and to lose those parts of ourselves and to lose people in our lives that we thought were our friends or thought that were important in our lives. I think I have really struggled over the past almost 2 years of being a mother, is just trying to come back into doing back in the way that I used to be doing things. Every time I try to get into a routine where I feel like I'm able to maintain that old version of myself, I either get sick or something happens in my life where I can't, and it all falls apart, and then I start to believe that I'm a failure and that I'm not a good mom, or I'm not a good partner, or I'm not a good friend. And I've just been so hard on myself. When I got sick this last week, I just had full breakdown. I don't know what it was. I was on my period, my baby got sick, she was also teething, and then I got sick and I was sleep deprived. My body stopped working. I felt like I just had to really take time to rest, and I had to let my baby watch shows. I was like, I have to let her watch Little Bear for a whole day because I cannot leave my bed. And I had to really sit with these feelings of failure, and I really just had to humble myself and accept where things were and start to look at what was left when I felt like I had nothing left. That was the bones. It was like I'm still showing up for my child even though I physically feel like I can't. I'm still doing it, and that makes me a good mother. I'm not a perfect mother, but I know my heart, and I know that I love my daughter more than anything, and I would do anything for her. And I get to look at that and sit with that and honor that in myself. I've really just opened up to some close friends and my own mom and my own sister, and just let them know how I was feeling inside, and recognizing like I'm really not alone in all this, even when I feel alone. And there are so many people that love me and care about me, that are here for me. And I think sometimes when we get so stuck in survival mode and we're not thinking straight because we haven't slept and we're not feeling good, like our mind can just tell us such crazy things. And I've just been being gentle to myself and letting myself get rest and letting myself get breaks. That has been the biggest and hardest thing for me, because like I don't want to take breaks from my daughter. Like I want to be with her all the time, but I am recognizing like taking space is just really good for us both. We have just been committing to Austin taking her for most of the day on Saturdays, and let myself take a break. I'll get a few things done and maybe like film and make some art, but really just resting, like taking a nap and drinking some tea or cacao, and like going into nature with my dog and taking baths, like just really letting myself take time to myself has been so crucial, and that has just been really neglected over the past 2 years, and it's just made me go crazy. It's been a really hard week, but I feel like this breakdown has like brought clarity to like, these are my bones, and how am I going to sing over my bones? Like what things am I going to sing to bring my true self to life? Because I'm not living in my truth, and I'm not living fully as who I am when I'm in survival mode. It's not possible. It's not. So I get to do this so my daughter can grow up and learn that like women don't have to be in survival mode all the time. Women can thrive and be vibrant and be happy and love and be loved the way that they want and deserve. And I hope that every woman is able to find that. That's my biggest dream, but I can only do that for myself, and hopefully that will create transformation for my daughter and the generations to come. So yeah, if you're watching my videos, thank you so much for being here. I feel like I've started posting consistently like in the midst of postpartum, and I would just love for me to be able to just be myself again, and to be able to share like my true self that's like not exhausted and crazy and I don't know what I've been. I feel like I haven't been myself. I have some projects that I want to work on that I'm really excited about. I have some yummy recipes I want to share, and I have some sewing projects and art projects. I think I'm gonna make shorter videos so I can share more often, like 10 to 15 minute videos. I feel like I've just been making like whole productions in the past, and it takes too much work. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.